Hello everyone. So welcome back to another week. So this week we will be again completing chapter 10, and if time allows us, yes, we will be starting chapter 11 after this. But of course, before I think the lesson for Thursday was easy, right? Though I was very fast in explaining, but I think that was easy. And I told you girls to find out the names of the shapes with the 11 sides, 12 sides, and tell me the names. Some of you did, but some of you didn't. Anyhow, that's okay, but it was for your information. I told you to find out the names. Okay, so now let's before moving on to the next lesson, and before we start everything, this is going to be a lesson for Sunday, that's 19th of April. Okay, so before we start the next lesson, first let's check the homework. Now let's go slowly in the homework because I want you to follow each and every step which I taught you on the previous lesson. Even if it takes me 2 days, it doesn't matter, but I want you to follow every step very carefully and properly. Okay, so for this figure, this was your homework for page number 569, question number 2. So as I told you, of course, you need to know the names of figures. Only then we can write finally the area of hexagon or heptagon or whatever the figure is. We can write the answer according to that. Okay, so so always start by writing the number of sides first. So number of sides for this figure is going to be how much? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 sides for this figure. So that's going to be a pentagon. Okay, pentagon. What did I write? Okay, so the next one is we will be finding the area of one of the triangles. So let's write area of one triangle. I hope you all have done the homework by using the same way. So that's going to be half BH. Now we all know the formula for area of triangle, it's half BH. So that's going to be half, that's 1/2 multiplied by 9 because 9 is the base, and multiplied by 6.2. Okay, now whichever way is easy for you, you can do, whether you find half of 9 or half of 6.2, or you multiply 9 with 6.2 and then divide it by 2. It's all going to be the same. So the answer for this is going to be, this is the area of one of the triangles. Okay, so half multiplied by 9 multiplied by 6.2. For me, half multiplied by half of 9 is 4.5. So 4.5 multiplied by 6.2, that will give me 27.9. And that's going to be square yards because the question is given in yards. So the area of one triangle is going to be 27.9 square yards. Okay, now we are going to find the area of the pentagon because it's 5 sides. So we are going to multiply 27.9 by 5. Now if you multiply 27.9 by 5, you will be getting 139.5, and also your answer should be in square yards. Hope you have got the answer for this right. It should be 139.5 square yards. You have to be very, very, very careful when you're multiplying decimals. Okay, because here there are there will be 2 decimal points, so you have to be very careful. Okay, now let's move on to question number 3. First, before we start, let's count how many sides does this figure has. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So for this figure, the number of sides or the number of congruent triangles, that this figure can be divided into 8 triangles. So number of sides is equal to 8. So what's the figure with 8 sides called? 8. I told you something. Some animal has 8 tentacles. You call those tentacles. Yes, it is called an octagon. Okay. So number of sides is 8. So again, you will find the area of one triangle. So that's going to be again the same formula. I'm not writing the formula, but you must be writing it. I will just give the numbers now. So that's going to be half multiplied by base, which is 3.3 multiplied by 4. So the area of one of the triangle is going to be, I will find out half of 4 is 2. So 3.3 multiplied by 2 will give me 6.6. So 6.6, and the unit should be square inches. Okay, so the area of one triangle is 6.6. Now how do I find the area of the whole figure? Because the whole figure has 8 sides, so we call it an octagon. Is equal to area of the octagon is equal to 6.6 multiplied by 8, because it's 8 sides. So 8 multiplied by 6.6 will give you 8 6 are 48, and then 48 plus 4 is 52. So that's going to give you 52.8. Again, the answer should be in square inches. Okay, so the area of this octagon is 52.8 square inches. I hope I have written the spelling of octagon correct. Okay, next one. Again, problem solving as usual. So Stu is making a stained glass window in the shape of a regular pentagon. Now, what does a pentagon identify here? How many sides? You don't need to do anything. Only read the question and you will get the number of sides for the question. So how many sides does this question have? It is having 5 sides, because a pentagon has 5 sides. Okay, so underline this word pentagon and you write here number of sides first. So number of sides is 5. Okay, the pentagon can be divided into congruent triangles. Congruent means equal triangles, each with a base of 8.7. So each triangle's base is 8.7 and height is 6. What is the area of the window? So what do you do? First find the area of one triangle. They have given you the all the measurements for one triangle. So that's going to be half multiplied by base is 8.7 multiplied by 6. So half of 6 is 3, and 3 multiplied by 8.7 is going to give you 3 sevens are 21, 21, and then 3 8s are 24, plus 2 will give you 26. So the area of one triangle is going to be 26.1, and the unit is in, again, inches. So that's going to be square inches. So this is the area of one triangle. Now, of course, you have to multiply this by 5 to find the area of the pentagon. So because there's a problem solving, so the question is, what is the area of the window? So area of the window, I know the is missing, it doesn't matter. Okay, area of the window is equal to 26.1 multiplied by 5. So that's going to give you 5 ones are 5 and 5 6 are 30. So you will carry 3, and then 5 2s are 10 plus 3, that will give you 130.5 square inches. Okay, so this is the answer for question number 4. If you read the question, it's very easy. You just have to get the main words, the key words, that's all. Okay, now I know question number 5 is a bit of another kind of question, but of course there is nothing we cannot do, so we will try to do it. I know many of you would have done it with the help of your parents. So let's discuss and check whether the answer is correct or not. Okay, a dinner platter is in the shape of a regular decagon. So which is the key word here? The key word here is decagon, which means it is the figure, the platter. I've never seen such a platter. If you have, please do show me in your house a plate with 10 sides. Okay, so this is the, why is it so difficult to highlight this? Fine. So you know which word I want to highlight, right? This decagon. So decagon means it is having 10 sides. So first let's write. Okay, so let's write down first. Decagon means decagon is 10 sides. Okay, so the platter has an area of 161 square inches. So the area of the decagon is 161 and a side length of 4.6 inches. What is the area of each triangle? What is the height of each triangle? So this question has two questions in itself. One is, what is the area of each triangle? So we need to find the area of each triangle. And also they're asking, what is the height of each triangle? So now if I put this Now, if I put the question in a form of a picture, it will look like this. Okay, so this is how a decagon looks like. I did not want to draw it because it's not easy to draw. So I had to go back and then get a picture for you because I forgot to bring it before I started the lesson. So this is how a decagon looks like. Okay, so according to the question, the area of the decagon is 161 square inches. So let's write it down. This is going to be 161 square 10 inches. I will use my okay, so this is going to be the area of the whole figure. It's going to be 161 square inches. And then they said, and the side length is 4.6. So the length of one side is going to be 4.6. Now don't consider these numbers which are written because they are the sides of the figure. So we will just consider only the side of one of the uh, figure. That's going to be 4.6. The side length is going to be 4.6. So of course we need to find the height. Now as usual, you know, one of this figure can be divided into 10 equal parts, 10 equal triangles, not parts. It can be divided into 10 equal triangles like this. Now, if I have drawn the triangle like this, I think the question becomes more clear for you because you can see now the base is 4.6. So we need to be finding the height of one of the triangles. But before we find out the height, we have to find out what's the area of one of the triangle, right? So to find the area of one of the triangle, what we need to do is we are going to divide 161 by 10. Why are we going to divide 161 by 10? Area of the whole figure is 161, right? And then we need to find the area of one triangle, which means the figure can be divided into 10 triangles because it's a decagon, it has 10 sides. So to find the area of one triangle, we are going to divide the whole area of the figure by 10. So this is the first thing you need to be doing. So let's do step by step. Okay, so that's going to be okay. So first let's do the first step. That's we will write area one triangle triangle is equal to 161 divided by 10. So how much is 161 divided by 10? Now this is again mental math. You will have to, you're dividing with 0, which means you will have to move the decimal place to 1 in front. So that's going to be 16.1. And the unit is given to be in inches. So 16.1 square inches is the area of one triangle. Now that we know the area of one triangle is 16.1, we can find out the height of the triangle because the base is given to be 4.6. So first let's find out the area of the triangle is half BH. So A equals half BH, right? So the area is 16.1, correct, equals half multiplied by, the base was given to be 4.6 because they said one of the side length is 4.6 multiplied by h. Now, as simply you will find half of 4.6. How much is half of 4.6? Half of 4.6 is 2.3 multiply by h. Now how can you do half of 4.6? Half of 4 is 2, half of 6 is 3, so 2.3, that's it. So now you have to divide because 2.3 multiplied by h equals 16.1. To find h, of course, we are going to divide 16.1 by 2.3. So h is going to be equal to 16.1 divided by 2.3. Now if you write it in the other way, okay, it's going to be this kind of question. Don't mind the handwriting. Okay, so this is going to be 16.1 divided by how much it was, 4.6. So 4.6 no, 2.3, right? Because we found the half of 4.6. So that's going to be 2.3. Okay. Now, as you know, you cannot divide when the dividend has a decimal point. So we need to move the decimal point away from the dividend. So that means you will have to move away 1, right? You have to kick the decimal point away out. So you will do that by 1 decimal place. So when that happens, here also the same thing happens. You need to move the decimal place to 1 place away. So what happens here? It will be 23, and here it will be 161. So again, it's going to be 161 divided by 23. That's all is going to be your question, nothing else. Okay, so it's going to be 161. Why does it want to draw? Okay, 161 divided by 23. Okay, now if you divide 161 by 23, what was the answer you got? You cannot divide 1 by 23. 16 also you cannot divide, right? So the next option is 161. I don't want to waste the time by telling the multiplication table of 7. So that's going of 23. So if you find out, that's going to be 7, because 7 multiplied by 23 is going to give you 161. So your answer is going to be, the height of the triangle is going to be 7. So H equals 7, and don't forget the unit, that's going to be in inches, because they're talking about the height, and height on the base will always be in inches, not square inches. Okay, now this is easy. What's the area of the regular hexagon? I will not give much explanation. So first let's write down the number of sides. Okay. That's going to be, how many sides does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, they gave here, it's a hexagon. So its sides, this is, number of sides is equal to 6. So that means it's a hexagon as already given in the question. Okay, so we will find the area of one triangle. So that's going to be half multiplied by 3, 2 over 5. Now I have to write it very, very, very carefully. 3, 2 over 5 multiplied by 3. Okay, now again I have to go back to the white screen and show you what it is. So that's going to be 1/2 multiplied by 3, 2 over 5. I hope you all have calculated this. Let's see. So this is going to be, okay, let me clear this thing. Okay, so your question will be something like A is equal to, no, I think better write it with the context. Okay, area is equal to half. I will do that later. Okay. I have to draw it. Find half. That's going to be 1 over 2 multiplied by 3, 2 over 5. 3. It's very, very, very difficult to write on the screen. That too with neat handwriting. 3, 2 over 5 multiplied by, the height was given to be 3. Now, as usual, you know, you cannot multiply when you have a mixed number. You have to change it into an improper fraction, right? So that's going to be A equals half multiplied by, we will change this into a improper fraction. So that's going to be 5 3s are 15. 5 multiplied 3 is 15. Plus 2 will give you 17. So that will be 17 over 5 multiplied by 3. Now because 3 is alone, so down will be 1. Okay, now there is nothing to cancel, so I cannot cancel anything here. Rather, I will multiply all the numerators together and all the denominators together. So 1/17s are 17. 17 multiplied by 3 will give you 51. Okay, so 51. And then 2 5s are 10 and 10 1s are 10. So 51 divided by 10. So 51 divided by 10, again, it's mental math. That's decimal is here. So because you're dividing with 10 that has 1 0, so the decimal will move one place in front. So that's going to be 5 points. 5.1. So this is the area of one triangle. So the area of one triangle is going to be 5.1. We solved it there, and then we will write the answer here. So 5.1 square meters, because the units are in meters now. Now, is this the end of it? Of course not. We have to multiply by 6 because it's a hexagon. So area of the hexagon is equal to 5.1 multiplied by 6, which is equal to 6 ones are 6 and 6 fives are 30, so 30.6 square meters. Okay, I hope this part is clear for you. Fine. So the next question again, a regular 7-sided figure is divided into 7 congruent triangles. So a 7-sided figure is called as a heptagon or a septagon. It's okay to call both, but the most common one used is heptagon. Okay, so a regular 7-sided figure is divided into 7 congruent triangles, each with a base of 12 inches and a height of 12.5 inches. What is the area of the 7-sided figure? So they have given you this figure is having 7 sides. So what's the name of a 7-sided figure? That's called as a heptagon. So number of sides is 7, which is a heptagon or septagon. Both are same. Okay, it's only a confusion between the Greek words and the Latin, I think Latin words, so that's why. Okay, so first let's find the area of one triangle. So one triangle, the base is given to be how much? Okay, so half, that's going to be multiplied by, what's the base? Base is 12 and the height is 12.5. So the area of one triangle is going to be half of 12 is 6. So 6 multiplied by 12.5 is going to give me 6 fives are 30. We will carry 3. So 6 twos are 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. 6 ones are 6. Plus 1 is 7. So the area of one triangle is going to be 75. 12, 13, 14, 15. And then, yeah, that's going to be 75 square meters. Okay, now let's find the area of the heptagon. Area of heptagon is equal to 75 multiplied by 7, right? Because it is 7 sides. So that's going to be 7 fives are 35. I'm writing 35. Okay, 7 fives are 35, and then 7 sevens are 49. Plus 3 is going to give you 50. 52. Right? 52. Okay, so the answer for this is going to be square meters. So the area of heptagon is equal to 525 square meters. So I hope you all have got the answers right for this lesson. If not, it's okay to make mistakes. It's fine. We're just learning something. That's all. Okay, now let's move on to today's lesson. Today's lesson, I'm not going to do everything for you because I know it's a new kind of lesson you're going to be learning. Okay, I will just only explain you one easy one so that I will not get you confused in the other lessons. It's okay, we can even take 3 days for this lesson, no problem, but I want you all to do it perfectly. Okay, now this is lesson 7, that's page number 571. Okay, page 571, lesson 7. Fine, this lesson is about composite figures. Now, what is a composite figure? It is a figure like made up of 2 or more figures, like you can have a triangle and a square together, or you can have a rectangle and a parallelogram together, or you can have trapezoid and a rectangle together. It's not necessary it should be only 2. It can have 3 figures, it can have 4 figures. It's up to you how you are looking at the picture. Okay, so a composite figure is made up of 2 or more simpler figures such as triangles and quadrilaterals. Like it's made up of the basic shapes, squares, rectangles, circles. It's made up of something like this, but of course you don't have circles in this figure. So it's made up of simpler figures such as triangles and quadrilaterals. Now, for example, I'll just show you some pictures, okay, which you can have as composite figures? Okay, girls, I don't know. Again, something had gone wrong and the window got closed. It was not recording properly. Just the one which I was explaining before. You could have, of course, you will forward it once you don't understand it. So I will start the explanation again from here. So if you look at this picture again, this picture is made up of two rectangles and one square and two triangles, right? So it's up to you how you want to classify this figure into, or you can say that it's made up of two trapezoids. If you tilt your head a bit, you can see that they are two trapezoids and then a square. But to make it more easy for you, they have divided this figure as two rectangles, one square, and a triangle. Okay, this is what composite figures is about. You have to break the figure apart to see what shape is this made, what are the shapes made the picture is made up of. Okay, so first, to find the area of the whole figure, we need to find the area of each of these figures one by one. So first, let's find the area of the rectangle. So the area of rectangle, as we know, is length multiplied by the width. So the length of the rectangle is 10. As you can see here, it's 10, and the width is 4. So first, let's find the area of the rectangle. That's going to be 10 multiplied by 4, which is equal to 40. Okay, so this is the area of one rectangle. How many rectangles do we have? We have 2, which means 2 multiplied by 40, which will give us 80. Now, this was only the area of 2 rectangles. Okay, so what else is left? We have a square left and 2 triangles left. So then next, let's find out the area of the triangle. So to find the area of the triangle, what are the things we need? We need the base and we need the height. So what's the base of this triangle? This part, it's 4, and the height you see here in the side they have given, that is also 4. Now in these composite figures, they will never give you the numbers directly, like beside the height they will not give you 4, so you have to look at the picture very carefully. Okay, so this is the triangle separately drawn for you. So the base is 4 and the height is also 4. So base is 4, height is 4. So half multiplied by 4, that's half of 4 is 2. 2 fours are going to be 8. So this is the area of one triangle. But in the picture, there are two triangles. So if the area of one triangle is 8, the area of two triangles are going to be 16 square feet, right? So that's going to be 16 square feet. Okay, now what else is there in the picture? We found the area of two rectangles. We found the area of one square. Two triangles. So what's left is one square. What's the area of a square? Of course, it's S square. So we need the side. If you look at the picture, see, the side is given to be 4. Also from this one, we know the height of this is going to be 4. So and the square has all equal sides, so that's going to be 4 squared, which means 4 multiplied by 4, which is going to give us 16. So now we have found the area of two rectangles, we have found the area of two triangles, and also we have found the area of the square. All that we have got to do is add all of them to find the area of the composite figure. So the area of two rectangles were 80, the area of two triangles were 16, and the area, it was 16, and the area of the square is also 16. So how much is 80 plus 16 plus 16? 16 plus 16 is 32. So 32 plus 80 is going to give you 112. So the area of this whole figure is going to be 112 square feet. So Juanita needs to buy 112 square feet to paint the whole thing. She has to buy paint to cover 112 square feet. So I hope only this example is very clear for you. I will not teach you anything more because I don't want you to get confused. I will continue the lesson in tomorrow's video. Now, because you have no homework today, I have a small different kind of homework for you. Okay, what you will do, you will use your own imagination, don't copy from Google, okay? And you will draw and put on Edmodo, all of you. I want all of you because I want to see who all are doing the homework. As you know, we have homework for marks for homework and attendance and all this. So each of you will draw your own picture by using composite figure. You can draw anything you want. You can draw a house, a nice house with windows. I'm just giving you some ideas. Okay, you can draw a train, or you can draw a car by using different shapes. So you will use any kinds of shapes. Okay, you can use triangles, you can use square, you can use rectangles, you can use what is that, trapezoids, anything. You can use anything and draw one figure, a nice one, and then you will put on Edmodo wall. Okay, this is your homework for today. Different kind of homework. Fine. So I'm expecting that you will do the homework and then send it on Edmodo. Do make sure that you do it. Fine. So until I meet you tomorrow, keep studying and take care of yourself and keep yourself safe.